So today is kit day, and on kit day what I do is I usually make a video that shows the new kit, which was the Drops of Jupiter kit, which I've already reviewed and videoed, and it should be up on my channel, probably the video right before this one. And then the second thing that I do is what I call a monthly recap. I used to call it Out with the Old, and then the other one was In with the New, but I've started calling it monthly recap because it just kind of is easier to know what that video is going to be about. So in that, what I do is I show what my leftovers are from the kit from the previous month. In this case, it was the Gale Song kit from the Scraptastic Kit Club. And so I show my leftovers. I talk a little bit about what I'm going to do with those leftovers because I do de-kit my kits at the end of the month. And then I show you guys what I made this month, including layouts that I made from the kit, but also any other projects that I made through the month. So it's a bit of a, you know, what I did this month type of a video. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about kit storage because I'm in a bit of a state of flux with kit storage. I've changed my workspace layout quite a bit in the past month, and it's been changing in stages. So I had an overall goal in mind for how my workspace was going to be set up, and it took me a while to implement all of the different stages because some construction had to be done in my ceiling in order to accommodate my lighting. So anyhow, it's all done now, but now I have to kind of play around with figuring out whether my previous kit storage is going to work the same as it did before, if it's going to still work for me, because now I have a very large light right here that is kind of blocks me from my pegboard that I used to store my kit on. So the pegboard is still there and I can still access it and hang stuff up on it, but part of the reason that I loved putting my kits on the pegboard was that I could sit right here or stand right here at my workspace and look up and see everything on display for me, so I knew what my options were. So that isn't really going to work anymore. So when I'm standing or sitting at my workspace, now this is my view, which blocks most of my view of my pegboard, and so this part of my pegboard that is totally hidden by my new light is where I usually keep all of my Scraptastic Kit Club embellishments so that I could look up and see them while I was scrapbooking and keep them in mind. So that's not going to work for me anymore. By the way, if you're curious, this is what my new lighting situation looks like. It was a bit of a process to get it to this point, and I think I'll make a separate video just about that. So, but that's what it looks like. Basically, my tripod is now up off of my desk. That was my main goal, was to get rid of any stands that were on my desk. So this is what my workspace looks like. It's really messy over there, but there's no stands on my desk. Hooray! And yes, those lights are big and bulky, but they're very intense and they light my space perfectly, and I'm no longer frustrated with the exposure on my video camera, so it's worth it. Even though I have to peek around in order to see the punches that I want over there. I know my punch collection. I haven't bought new punches in a very long time, so I know what I have, so it's not the end of the world that I can't just glance to see what I have. I can go reach them pretty easily. I've already used them since the lights have been installed, and I can reach them fine. But this is going to be a problem. It's not that I'm never going to use the pegboard, but I think I have to rethink how I'm using it and what things I'm going to put up there. I'm thinking about maybe getting some pegboard shelving units like this thing right here, maybe putting a whole bunch of those on there and changing my storage of something else. Yeah. So, and I've had to move some things, like the things on my embellishment center that were right there, my distress inks, I had to bring down to there. And so, you know, there's a bit of shuffling around that has to happen in order for this to work for me. So I was at Canadian Tire the other day, and they happened to have some Jetmax stuff, and this is Jetmax brand, and I'll show you the box. So this is what the box looks like. It is by Jetmax, and it is a desktop organizer. I found it at Canadian Tire, of all places. I snatched it up as soon as I saw it, and this is what it looks like in action. This has the Gale Song kit in it, and then I have my little pinched leather dishes that I've been using to keep my embellishments in, just in there. And what I've done is I've actually taken out that drawer right there. It comes fully assembled, which is really nice. I took out the drawer, and I'm actually using the drawer as a little shelf right there to store my little Prima inks in and on, because I have so many of them they don't fit inside of it. So this is what I'm trying for this month. Last month I had a basket right here because these lights were on my desk, they weren't installed yet. So I had a basket right there, and I had my kit, all the flat elements of my kit were in this pocket from Creative Memories. And this pocket doesn't fit in there, so that's not going to work anymore if I use this. Okay, so that's just kit storage that I just wanted to talk about very briefly, and I'll do a more in-depth video about the changes that I've recently made to my scrap room in case anyone is interested in that. In the meantime, I will show you my leftovers from this kit, which I've been keeping. Midway through the month I switched my kit storage, so my Gale Song kit is in here. And I have all of these pieces, just making sure I'm not missing anything. I'll take all of the pieces out so that you can see what I have left over, and then I'll put this back. I actually didn't do too badly with this kit in terms of using it up. So I do get extra pattern paper every month, and I do keep it separate just so that those of you who are following along on my channel who don't get extra pattern paper, I don't want to mislead you into thinking that the kits come with more than what they come with. So these are all the extra pattern paper that I didn't use. I'm quite surprised that I didn't use the rest of this because I really do love this paper, so that will definitely be used. And I will put these in my pattern paper storage, which is cube vertical storage, so I'll put those away. This is what came in the main kit and add-on. This is all the pattern paper that I have left over. So I have 3 complete pieces of uncut pattern paper. I have this one that I just didn't get to with this really pretty gingham print. I have this one that I prepared as a background paper by sewing on it, but I didn't end up using it. I changed my mind and did a last-minute switcheroo. And then I have this one, which I love this paper, and I was actually really excited to use it. I was going to kind of challenge myself, and I was curious to see if I could, but I just didn't get around to it this month. There are some really great ideas for how to use this paper that have been posted on the Scraptastic Kit Club members Facebook group, and so have a look at what other members are doing. I mean, there's always the design team has a Pinterest board for each kit, so if you need inspiration for how to use a certain paper or a certain embellishment that comes in the kit, make sure you check out the Pinterest board for the kit, because all of the design team's work will be on that board. But also make sure that you're checking out the Facebook group for members, because members are doing inspiring things with our kits as well. So make sure you check that out. I will be using this paper. I just don't know when. It won't be now, but I will use it eventually because I love it. So I have 3 pieces of uncut pattern paper, and then I have some scraps, and some of them are big scraps like this one. I do love this paper, but I just didn't get to use it all. I used part of it for a layered fringe embellishment. This is one of my all-time favorite papers of forever, so this I will definitely use. This is from Pink Paisley. I keep thinking this paper is from the Maggie Holmes collection, but it isn't. It's from Pink Paisley, from the C'est La Vie collection. And it's this beautiful black and white rose on a blue background or mint green background. It's so pretty. I love it. That's definitely going into my green scrap bin. And then these cut apart pieces, what I will probably do is cut these apart and sort them into my scraps. Then this is perfect for matting. It's a very neutral, very tiny polka dot print. The other side is this bold blocked background pattern, and I actually used a complete page of this as a background page as well, so this is my extra piece of that. And this is my extra piece of this as well. I used an entire sheet of this already. Then I have some of the stickers, including the word stickers and the phrase stickers left over as well. These are more cut apart pieces that I didn't get to from the Maggie Holmes collection, so I'll just cut those up and sort them by color into my scrap bin. The other option is I could cut them up and put them in my die cut pieces storage bins, which I keep color sorted by, you know, these are green, so I'd put all the green ones in here. These little pieces here will all go in. This is the one that I forgot to put on that layout that I did last, the robotics layout. These, I love this pattern, so I'm definitely going to put these in with my black and white scraps. Even, I'm going to keep every little tiny piece of this because I love them. These will go in my scraps. Will go in my scraps. This will go in my scraps. This will go in my scraps. As will these. These will go in my pink scraps because I like this side better than I like this side. This will go in my blue scraps. This will go in my black scraps. And these I'll just throw away because they're too tiny. I don't keep every single scrap. How I decide which scraps I keep and which scraps I toss has to do with usability. So if I think I'll use it, I will keep it. And if I don't think I use it, I'll use it. Even if it's something I like, I'll throw it away just because I can't keep things that I'm not likely to use. So as far as embellishments go, I used all but one of these banner paper clips. These were awesome from Heidi Swap. So I'm going to throw away the package and put this with my clips. I have one or two clips already that I can put that with. And these letters will go with my thickers. I keep my thickers in a large basket. You guys have seen it before if you follow me. I used all of the hearts, the fringe hearts, surprise, surprise, from Maggie Holmes. I loved those. So I'll just recycle this. This turned out to be one of my most favorite stencils that we've ever received in a kit. I just love these patterns and they're so useful for someone like me who doesn't do a ton of mixed media work and misting and inking and stenciling and stuff. These were great for me. They're just beautiful, perfect, neutral, little tiny additions that you can add. So I had a lot of fun with this. So I keep all of my stencils right here. So I just threw that in with it. I've got a ton of Scraptastic ones in here somewhere. Yeah, there's all the little Scraptastic ones from over the month. It's nice to have lots of different options for stenciling. So these will go in with my thickers. These will go in with my stamps. I didn't use the stamps this month, but I so wanted to make a card with these. I just didn't get a chance to make any cards. So when I make my Easter cards, I will probably use this on them. Then I used the crap out of this letter set. There are no more E's, there are no more O's, but I do have some A's, so I might be able to get another word or two. There's no more S's, but there are some T's and R's. There are some N's, so I'm gonna hang on to these. I still might get another word or two out of them, but yeah, I use these because I love them so much. I actually might buy another set of them. I use lots and lots of the puffy stickers, but not quite all of them, so these will go in with my stickers. So I have a drawer of stickers here. They range from very old stickers to newer stickers, and I root through them and pull up some old ones every once in a while, so they're not in that great of an order, but I keep my stickers like that in a drawer right beside me. So this frame, I'm going to put in with my frames. I keep my frames in one of these little drawers. It says frames on it, like that. Then I have a ton of labels here. These labels are super cute. Some of them, these were from the digital die cuts, the print and cut files that came with the kit. So I'm just going to throw them in their own little case, like this. And I'm going to put them, instead of putting them with my die cuts, I'm actually going to put them with my journaling stickers because that's where all of my other labels are. So I'm going to put these in here with my other labels. So then I have a bunch of die cuts left. I have some words and a wood veneer and a whole bunch of Maggie Holmes die cut pieces. So realistically, I probably won't use this again, and if I do want to use it again, I have the digital file and I can always recut it, so I'm going to recycle this. It's just a scrap anyways, I used it. I just cut off part of it. So these words often come in the kits and I don't always get a chance to use them, so I'm going to start another little case for die cut words, and I'm going to put them in my word sticker drawer. I try to keep like things together, whether they're actually stickers or not. They're still words, and I'll want a word regardless of the format, whether it's a sticker, an acetate, or a foam sticker. So I'm going to put this here and start collecting the words from the Scraptastic Kit Club. I'll just put there if I don't use them in the month. Now here I have all of my die cuts sorted by color. And so I'm going to put the Maggie Holmes die cuts, I'm going to sort them by color and put them in these little cases. And two are missing because they're in with my Project Life stuff. So I'll do that off camera. So here's a tip for storing die cuts that go together. Like these die cuts right here, they spell out love. But if I were to throw these in my pink die cut case or my gold die cut case, it could go in either place because it has both. I wouldn't know, I would just find an O randomly and I wouldn't know what this is part of. So what I've done is I've taken these pop dots that I've used some of them, so I have a bit of the slick, it's like a waxy backing that goes on stickers, and I've run a line of ATG. I'll just run another line so you can see. And when I do it, I have to be pretty careful. Let me move this stuff so that you can see what I'm doing. I have to be pretty careful that I'm actually lying the ATG down on the paper. So I kind of press pretty hard, and I just make sure with my finger here. Can you see what I'm doing there? So I'm just kind of making sure by pressing with my finger that this is sticking to the paper and not staying on my ATG roller. And now I have 2 strips of ATG on that, and it's not going to hold forever, that's for sure, because it's sticking to a waxy surface, so it's going to pop off pretty easily. But my goal here is to just get these letters down so that they're all together and I know what this letter O goes to. I know that it belongs to this larger die cut thing, that die cut word that is the word love. So now I can put this in my die cut case, or because it's a word, I could actually put it in my word case, which I think it makes better sense to put it in my word case. So that's where I will put it. So that's just a tip for storing your die cuts. If you separate them out like I do, you want to keep things together that definitely belong together. So these are the layouts that I made this month. Some of them were from the Gale Song kit and some of them were from my stash. So this is the most recent layout that I made. It's called Too Cool for the Pool, and this is a layout that I made for an instructional video for my How To Scrapbook series, which is my series of videos for beginner scrapbookers. And in the video for this layout, which isn't live yet, it is created and it's up on YouTube. I just haven't made it live yet. I have to kind of do all the linking and all that kind of stuff before it'll be ready, but it'll be up there really soon. And it's actually a very, very long video. It's a 2-hour video because I don't fast forward it. And in it, not only do I create this layout, it's a fairly basic layout and I used very simple tools. All the tools and supplies that I use in this layout are tools and supplies that I talked about in the first videos for my how-to series. So this will be video number 5, and in video 1 through 4, well, 1 through 3 I talk about supplies, and then in video 4 I talk about albums, and then in this video I show you how you can use all the supplies from videos 1 through 3 and make a layout I talk a little bit about sketches, but I also talk about just picking a shape and going with it and designing your layout around that, because that's usually how I scrapbook. I do sometimes use sketches, and sketches are really helpful, and I encourage beginners to use sketches and to scrap lift from other scrapbook pages, but I just showed you how I figure out a shape based on my photos and then go with it for my layout. So check that one out, especially if you're a beginner or if you just want to see the process for this one. It is quite long, and I do show how to use some tools that a lot of you who have been scrapbooking for a while will already know how to use, so you can check out that video if you want to. Here's the layout up close because some of you will not have seen it yet. So that's that one, and it's from an old Echo Park collection. I think it was called Capture Life. I think it is that name. I don't know where I have the sheet for that one, so I can't tell you exactly, but it's an old Echo Park collection, and I do talk about the collection name in the process video. So this is my next most recent layout, which I just posted yesterday, but I scrapbooked it and did it a while ago, I think earlier in the week. So this one was a good example of how you can take a kit and really morph it to work for you. So for this layout, I had this photo that I really didn't want to wait any longer to scrapbook. I know that I think the April kits, the kit that I chose has lots of reds in it. It's called cherry something, cherry pie? I don't know what it's called. Anyhow, I didn't want to wait till April to scrapbook this picture because it's already a little old. It's from February, and so I wanted to get it scrapbooked in this kit. And so my challenge for myself was how to scrapbook a photo with different colors in it. And I could have turned it to black and white, but I really loved and that would have made it easy to scrapbook with this kit, but I really loved the pop of red that their t-shirts had and how it kind of makes them all stand out from the background. So what I did was I used the Gale Song kit, and I just didn't pull in many of the pinks. I did pull in a little bit of pink. I focused instead on the blues that come in the kit and this primary yellow, which was one of the frames in the kit. And then I just went into my stash and used my Dymo style label maker and some red label making tape, and that kind of brought the red out of this layout. And I really like how it turned out, and I really like how it allowed me to use this kit for a photo that seemed like it wouldn't work with this kit. So that was fun. Fun little mini challenge for myself. I also got to use these paperclip die cuts, which I was really hoping I would get to use. It's one of the digital files that comes with the kit, so I cut it with my Silhouette and I misted it silver. So you can see the process video for this. It's probably the most recent process video that you'll be able to find. Then this is my Taiso cup. There's a process video for this one as well. This one has lots of mixed media for me. I don't usually do this much mixed media, but I was in a mixed media mode and I had received quite a few requests to do more of that kind of stuff. So this is my messy Taiso cup layout. It's quite messy and I quite like it like that. And I used the, what are those called? Ken Oliver watercolor powders. I think they're called Color Burst. And then this is probably one of my all-time favorite layouts. It really reminds me of the layout that I called Early Morning Beauty. So I'll link the process video for Early Morning Beauty in the information section for this video, because it's sort of the sister layout to this one. It's of my other daughters, so they are sisters, but it's a really similar style of scrapbooking and layering the embellishments and just using lots of soft textured layers. So the process video for this one is in my channel as well. So this is a layout that I did for the Mimosa kit, and I used the Basic Grey Urban Luxe collection and the Mimosa color embellishment kit for winter of 2016. And it has an interactive element here. This will actually, the page protector will only go to here, so this whole part here will stick out of the page protector. And I really love how this layout turned out. I love how the book colors were the inspiration for the paper choices, and I think it turned out really beautifully. So this was using the Gale Song kit. This was using the Gale Song kit. This was using the Gale Song kit. This was using my stash of Basic Grey Urban Luxe collection and the Mimosa Winter 2016 embellishment kit. And this is from the Gale Song Kit, and there is a process video on my channel. And this one is also from the Gale Song Kit, and there's a process video on my channel about this one too. So this month I scrapbooked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. Hooray! That's a lot for me. Sometimes I only get 4 done and sometimes I get more than 4. So 7 is a lot for me because I am a hobby scrapbooker. I do have a full-time job, but man, I love scrapbooking. I love coming up with these pages. So I'm going to put all of these pages into 12 by 12 page protectors back to back, and this one will stick out of the top of the page protector, which will allow you to easily grab the journaling and have a look at what it says. And I will put these into my 3-ring D-ring binders that I keep. Right now I'm using a We Are Memory Keepers binder for my albums. So thanks so much for watching this monthly recap video. I will be following up with a video about my new workspace, which is, just the desktop has changed a little bit in how I have things arranged. My video making setup has changed, and I am going to be bringing you guys a behind the scenes look at how I do my process videos. I just wanted to wait because to do that, I talked about it in my last scrap chat, but I was in flux here. I had equipment that was in the wrong place, and stuff was my old equipment was on the way out and new equipment was on the way in, and so I didn't want to film until everything was settled and I had a chance to make sure everything works right before I do that behind the scenes process video about how to make a process video. So take care and have a great scrappy month.